I'm Danielle Brown and I enjoyed a very successful career as a Paralympic athlete. Growing up, I never realised I could have a career in sport because there were so few well-known female athletes out there. I wrote Run Like a Girl because I wanted to shine a spotlight on some of the incredible things that female athletes have achieved and how they are redefining what we think women are capable of. I want to showcase the courage, the tenacity and the passion of these amazing role models. I also want to challenge the stereotype and insult like a girl. Running like a girl, catching like a girl, scoring like a girl, these are all things that we should and can be proud of. There are so many fiercely competitive and incredibly talented barrier breakers out there who are achieving awesome results, and I want to make their stories accessible for all children. Run Like a Girl features 50 female athletes from around the world, and I hope they inspire you as much as they have me.
Hello, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this live event. My name is Nat Jackson, and I am your host for the evening. I am super excited to be here. I absolutely love this book, and I was so honoured to be asked to be a part of this launch. So we are here to celebrate and launch this fantastic book, Run Like a Girl, by the fabulous Danielle Brown. We are live. We have this awesome virtual stage for the evening. So please do interact with us, whether you are watching live now with us or whether you're watching later on from the recording. Please do leave your comments. Say hi in the comments. Let us know where you are joining from. And if you want to be a bit more interactive, let's start by hearing where you're from and your favorite sport to play or watch. So let's start getting some comments coming in. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see who we've got. Oh, we've got loads of comments already. Brilliant to hear from you. Hi, everyone. Hi, Louise. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Anne. Oh, hi, Katie, and hi, Bella. Hi, Louise. Thank you. Such a beautiful book. I completely agree with you. It is absolutely beautiful, and we'll see some more of it soon. So let's hear where people are coming from. The Isle of Man. I'm biased, obviously, that I'm from the Isle of Man, so Team Isle of Man all the way. Brilliant to see. Oh, Switzerland. Hi, Louise. Oh, fantastic. Bella loves archery. All thanks to Danielle. Oh, hi, Alice. Alice is 11 and does taekwondo. Louise loves watching gymnastics. Me too. Hi, everybody. So great to have you with us. Please keep your comments coming in. We would love to hear more from you as the evening goes on. We've got some brilliant guests to talk to you, and we're going to have a good chat with Danielle in a second and hear some more about the book. But yeah, it's brilliant to hear from you. And please do keep sharing and keep interacting with us. Oh, brilliant. We've got more people. Hi, people come in. One of Danielle's old archery coaches. Amazing. Brilliant. So keep interacting. That's message number one from me. And without further ado, I would love to welcome onto our virtual stage the person who we are all here to see and hear from and celebrate. As if being a 2 times Paralympic gold medalist, speaker and inclusion champion wasn't enough, she is a fantastic children's author. And she is, in fact, the author of this brilliant book, Run Like a Girl. I would love to introduce to you the fabulous, I haven't even mentioned the MBE, the fabulous Danielle Brown.
Hi.
Danielle.
Oh, it's great to be here and great to see so many people here too. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for chatting to us. It's brilliant to have you here. How are you feeling to finally be launching this mega book?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I mean, it was just such an amazing experience to write. You know, finding all the athletes, researching them, I was just so inspired through the whole process, and actually seeing it come to life, getting to hold the book, it's just amazing.
I should probably say at this point, and we won't dwell on it because today is about Run Like a Girl, but this isn't even your first book launch this week, is it?
No, I had one less than a week ago, last Thursday. So I created the new Captain Tom book, so which was amazing.
Amazing. Oh, yeah. We lost you. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Oh, back. Brilliant. Yeah, it's not even your first book launch. You've got other books out. But yeah, today we're here to talk about this one. And as you know, I absolutely love it. I love the message behind it. I'm not just saying that. I'm incredibly biased, but I'm not just saying it. I think it's brilliant. You know the work that I do and the passion I have for getting more fantastic female role models in front of children, girls and boys and adults. I think there's so much, you say it on the front, it's 50 extraordinary and inspiring sportswomen, and they absolutely are inspiring and extraordinary for all individual reasons. I think in terms of the story, before we get into all this, tell me where we can buy it.
So you can get it from my website, daniellebrown.co.uk. Amazon are selling it, and so are most online bookstores.
Brilliant. And so if we were going to buy it right this second, we need to get straight over to your website. What is your website? Remind us.
daniellebrown.co.uk.
Brilliant. Everybody, I mean, quite frankly, we could stop right now and just wait for 5 minutes while everyone goes and buys it. Shall we? Well, we should probably keep talking.
Sorry.
Give have a musical interlude while everyone goes and buys it. No, maybe not. Okay. First question then. Before we get into it, I want to know about the process of writing it. I want to know about the research. I want to know about all of that. But the first thing is, why was it so important to you to tell these stories?
Yeah, so it's a bit like I said in the trailer. Growing up, I didn't even know that a career in sport was possible. I thought sport was something that you did for fun at the end of the day or at the weekend. I just didn't know that there was so many different career choices available. And a lot of that was to do with the fact that I didn't see other women out there achieving, thriving, even failing. I just didn't see any. I think I could name a couple of tennis players and that was it. So I wanted to try and change that and change the whole narrative about like a girl. So, really put forward these amazing women, but show their tenacity, their courage, their determination, and all those really amazing character traits that they've got and they use every single day, and really get that across.
And that's exactly what it does. I love that the stories that you're telling, you aren't just telling the nice shiny bit of the story where people, win a medal or achieve or complete a challenge or something. We hear those bits, which are brilliant, but actually we hear all the hard, nasty, like not so pretty bits of the story as well. And I think that's super important because so often with female athletes in particular, we do just see them standing in a dress holding a trophy, and it's like the happy ever after bit, I guess. So that's what I love about that bit of the story, all those bits as well. How important is it for children, but everybody, to hear those bits as well?
So important. I think people get this impression, or particularly young people, that success is something that if you work hard, it'll just appear. And it's not a straightforward process. There are setbacks, there are challenges, curveballs, boring bits, so much adversity in order to actually achieve. And, when I was doing some of the research, it was just amazing the lengths that some of these women were going to actually achieve their dream of whatever it was in their sport. And it's just, I think those messages are so important, that if you do have a passion, if you do have a dream, that it isn't going to be easy, but there is always a way around.
Definitely, and that definitely comes across in the book. What was the process? Because obviously we've had the last 18 months has been super disrupted with COVID and everything. What was the process of writing this book?
Yeah, I have to admit, I did enjoy doing it, particularly in lockdown. I found that was really helpful for me, because each day I was going and doing my research. I was reading about all these amazing women who are just incredible, and that really, really helped me. But yeah, I was there to try and find 50 athletes. So there are lots and lots and lots of athletes around the world. So it's really tough narrowing it down to that 50. I did want a global view as well, because I feel that one of the real benefits that I experienced as a Paralympian was getting to travel around the world and getting to meet people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures. And I just think telling those stories as well was so important. So it was about trying to find different sports, different stories, different cultures, different countries, different athletes, and pulling that all together. So it was a really, really inspiring, interesting project.
And that does strike you from first opening the book as well. There's just so many different people from so many different places. Oh, Keith's ordered his. Good work, Keith. Well done. I mean, if nothing else, I feel like we are inspiring people to order it right now. Yeah, I think so many different countries, so many different sports, so many, just the stories and the variety of stories. It's so interesting. Every page has a really interesting different story on it. How did you narrow it down?
So really it was looking different sports. So I wanted to cover all the usual suspects, sort of athletics, football, rugby, cricket. But then I wanted to go for some really different ones as well. So I've got jousting in there, which looks totally awesome. But it's just so different. It's not something that you'd get to try. And I think that was really important for me, because my sport, archery, it wasn't something that I got the opportunity to try at school. It was just something that I was really fortunate. My parents were so supportive and so helpful when it came to encouraging, when it came to getting me into sport. So when I said, hey, I really fancy doing this, they were absolutely okay with it. So really showcasing that the variety of sports that are out there, because particularly with girls, we do see a huge drop off. And I think it's so important to showcase that it's not just about PE sports. We can do so many different things. And sport isn't just about going out there and being super competitive either. It might be being competitive with yourself, or pushing yourself to the limits, or even getting involved with coaching or refereeing.
And you tell those stories so well in there as well. It's a mixture of, it's sports women, but it's not just athletes. It's all different roles. Yeah, brilliant. So let's think about then. So when you started playing sport, when you started getting more involved in archery, how important were role models to you then?
They were really important. I was really lucky I didn't sort of necessarily have big role models within the sport to start with, because I didn't know them and I didn't know how to access them. And I do think, sort of now we've got more social media and things like that going on. I do think role models are so more accessible, which is brilliant, than they were back then. But I was really fortunate to have brilliant role models in my club. I had some fantastic coaches. And when I sort of kept improving and getting better and better and better, more coaches around the country supported me, which was just amazing. And they were really fantastic role models in terms of showing me the way, giving me brilliant advice and support.
I should confess, I did know the answer to that question, because I interviewed you for an article for the Loughborough Echo, and I remember talking to you about that and the importance of those role models, and actually people, particularly I think in your story, people who were dealing with adversity of situations and that sort of thing. And that, I remember thinking that actually that's exactly why we need to be telling so many different stories, because everybody's going through different things, and seeing somebody else going through even something that you can relate to but isn't exactly similar, it's so inspiring. It's just so important that we hear all of the stories, and not, like you say, not just I worked really hard and then I was the world champion. And actually life isn't like that.
Yeah, and I was so keen as well. Each story I actually explain how somebody got into sport, because one of the things that I love listening to athlete stories is because everybody has a different story to tell. Everybody gets into it for a different reason, a different way. There's no one set path, and I just think that's so important to showcase to all people that some people just got into it by complete accident, or somebody else spotted their talent. There's so many different ways of routes in that you don't quite necessarily have to follow a structured path to get there.
Yeah, there's no such thing as the right way to do anything, particularly when it comes to sport and how you want to get involved in. It's so accessible to everybody, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
We only have a few minutes left of questions to ask you, so I do have a couple of curveballs. I don't know if you'll know the answer, you might not. Did you learn anything new about anybody in the book through researching it that was like an interesting fact that you thought, I didn't know that?
Yeah, I think there were quite a few athletes that really surprised me that have disabilities. So, obviously I come from Paralympic background, so that the disability rep was really important for me. But the people like Tamika Catchings, the basketball player, I had no idea that she was deaf, or Maggie Alfonsi, I got no idea that she was born with a club foot and competing on that able-bodied level. So yeah, that really surprised me. But I also hate to say this, there were some athletes that I'd not heard of before as well, and came out through the research, which again was really, really important, because the fact that I had to go in and do all this research to find them, these are incredible achievements that really should be showcased and highlighted. So hopefully we can shine the spotlight on these amazing people.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. And the book does exactly that. There's every page you turn, you want to read the whole story, you want to learn about the person, and actually whether you've heard of them or not, it's the interesting bits of the story. I like the little spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't got it, but if we're not going to do it in the book launch, when are you? I like the little did you know sections. Can you see that? The little did you know? Oh, over here. Did you know, with all the little interesting facts. I definitely learned some new things about people through that, and people that I know, and I thought, oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Actually, I didn't know that you had a law degree, Danielle.
Yep, managed to squeeze that in.
All the best people have law degrees. I mean, I have one, so I'm biased again, but yeah, and that was interesting to me. So yeah, new fact. Okay, last couple of minutes. I've got so many questions. Oh, I've got a really good question. I love the quotes. So on each page, there's a different quote. So you've taken the stories of people and you've turned it into just such a succinct little quote. Simone Biles, I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. Oh, every one of them, it makes my skin tingle. Oh, Lizzie Carr, paddle like a girl. Ask yourself what matters to you in life. Oh, every one of them is getting me. I'm like, oh, yeah. Hannah Cockcroft. I love Hannah Cockcroft. Find something you love and make it your life. That is the only way to be successful. It's like every page I could have it as a quote on the wall somewhere. It's just brilliant stuff. How did those happen? Well, how did those happen? Did those come out when you were researching people? Did you find direct quotes from people, or did you just gather the vibe of people?
Found direct quotes. So that was really important to me, that I got all the facts right. If my mum's watching now, I am going to share this story. So when I was in Beijing, after I won gold, the local paper rang my mum up and asked for a quote. And they said, why did Danielle start archery? And my mum's like, I don't know. I think she had an obsession with Lord of the Rings. And that followed me for 4 years. Honestly, could not escape it. So I was just so mindful that I got these stories right and told them in a really positive way. So I did reach out to all the athletes. But yeah, getting those quotes, and as you say, they're so brilliant. Like my favorite, I have to say, is Maria Torpakai, where she said, I want to tell girls that fear is taught. You were born free and you were born brave. And I think as well at the minute, because she sort of had to leave Pakistan because of the Taliban. And I think at the minute, with what's going on in the world, I just think that is such an important message.
Oh, absolutely. And I think I love the way that you've pulled those out, because I think it really just sums up what the book's all about. Yeah, fantastic. So I think we've got a question from Tracy. Last question, I think, probably, because we have some exciting things to move on to. But Tracy has put as a question, Danielle, how long did it take you to research and write the book?
So it took me 3 months in total, and I just think that was because I was so inspired. Admittedly, with lockdown, we couldn't really go many places, but I just loved it. End of the day, I'd be there reading and researching, and managed to get it done in 3 months.
Amazing. So if anybody's thinking maybe they can give it a go, you can give them some top tips. Maybe have a lockdown as part of the advice. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Danielle. I know we've got some more exciting stuff and you are hanging around with us for the next 40 minutes or so. But I think we have got a review from a young reader. I think we've got a review from Alice.
I've just read Run Like a Girl by Danielle Brown. Inside are 50 stories of the most extraordinary sportswomen from around the world. This book is beautifully illustrated with real-life experiences and fascinating facts. Bethany Hamilton's surfing story truly inspires me. After Bethany was attacked by a 14-foot shark, she showed great bravery and resilience by getting back on her board and surfing her way to success. With courage, she proves that you can get through the most challenging times even when it seems impossible. This sporty book is an easy read and difficult to forget. It proves that girls can do anything. It's a 5-star from me.
Really excited to be supporting tonight's launch with this amazing book. From the work we do in schools, we know how important role models are for girls and boys. So I think this book should be in every primary school library.
Oh, I love that review from Alice. What a brilliant review. Thank you so much, Alice. And we just heard then from Emily Freeman, who is one of the directors, along with myself, of C Sporty B Sporty. So yeah, great to hear from her as well. We have a super special guest for you, and we didn't mention her. And in all honesty, we didn't mention her before now, in case she couldn't make it, because she is literally just, I want to say flying in, but just joining us fresh off an amazing challenge that she has been doing. And she's going to tell us all about it. She features in the book. I feel like I'm excited. The excitement of it all is getting to me. I'm doubly excited because I have followed her through the Tough Girl podcast. I would love to be an honorary member of the Tough Girl tribe, if I'm honest. Her podcast has had over 1 million downloads. It's getting on for, I think, something like 300 episodes, with interviews with brilliant, inspiring, awesome women dealing with going through difficult challenges, dealing with difficult situations. It is the one and only Sarah Williams.
Can you hear me?
Sarah!
Can you see me?
Yes, we can just see you and we can hear you. Where are you?
So I'm currently up in the Highlands of Scotland and I'm sat by a loch. So I'm currently out on the Great Glen Way and it is starting to get very, very dark. So I don't have any other form of light. I don't know how close to bring the camera to my face. That might be a little bit too close. But yeah, I'm just doing a couple of back-to-back adventures at the moment to celebrate the 6-year anniversary of the Tough Girl podcast. So I started out doing the Anglesey Coastal Path, then I did the South Downs Way, then the Pilgrim's Way, then I headed up to Scotland, was on the West Highland Way, then I climbed Ben Nevis the other day, and now I'm still on a challenge. I'm still out sort of walking on the Great Glen Way. So yeah, I was a little bit concerned, like, am I going to have Wi-Fi? Will I get 4G? And so I've got 4G, and so I'm so excited to be able to join you all here today and help to launch Danielle's book, which is just so incredible. And obviously, you know, it's such an honor and so amazing to be part of it as well. So really excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe you wouldn't believe the excitement that was going on behind the scenes about were you going to make it? Weren't you going to make it? It was all very Annika Rice. I love it.
Oh, well, I pressed the wrong button just before. I was like, oh my God, I've just like left the studio. What have I done? I need to re-find the email, rejoin. So I've made it.
Oh, you're here. I love it. So I mean, I gave you that intro and what I didn't even say, I should have just said like, here's an intro, page 58, everyone. Page 58.
Yeah, page 58. There's gear, which is pretty awesome.
Oh, yay, we've got a picture. There we go. Thank you, Tim, in the background. So yeah, I love that you're in this book because I think what you do isn't necessarily something that people would think of as a like sports women. When you think of sports women, people might not necessarily name you first, and I mean that with the greatest respect because I love what you do. But what I love about what you do is that it's about challenging yourself and pushing yourself and doing these big challenges. So I mean, you're literally doing a challenge right now. I can't. All the questions I was going to ask you would seem to go out the window right now. I think, why is it important to you to do big challenges? Why is that something that you do?
Well, I would just clarify, it's not necessarily about doing big challenges, because I think one of the problems that we do have is about people comparing themselves to other people, which I think is such a bad thing to do. So, I speak to women who run 500 miles, or run the length of countries and run around the world, for example, and do these crazy, insane challenges. And one of the things is that people can end up comparing themselves. It's like, oh, that's not like me and I can't do that. I've just totally gone off on a random topic about
Please carry on.
about challenges. But no, the reason it's important to challenge yourself, it's about building that self-confidence, that internal belief, because the only way that you can build it is by actually getting out there and taking action. So it's about stepping outside your comfort zone. It's signing up for that 5K, it's signing up for that half marathon, it's going out to do that marathon or joining the gym. Obviously, I'm very sort of like physical, so it's all sort of, physical and action and travel related. And, those are the things that I enjoy. And I love sharing those stories with other people, because I want to share these stories so that people can hear them and understand, well, how did they do it? What steps did they take? How did they get to where they got to? What were the obstacles that they needed to overcome? And, like with what Danielle's doing with the book as well, being able to see these women as role models is so, so inspiring. Being able to learn more about the journeys, enables other girls and women to think, well, okay, well, she's just like me. How does she do it? Okay, well, if she did it, then I can do it. I can try. And that's what the Tough Girl Challenge is all about, is encouraging people to take that first step, to try, to give it a go, to step outside their comfort zone and to grow their own internal self-confidence.
Amazing. I completely agree. I could not agree more. Who are the people that inspire you? Who do you see doing things that you then think, oh, that means I think I can do this?
Oh my God, there's so many incredible women. One of my favourite at the moment is this wonderful woman called Rosie Spale, who's currently running from the UK to Kathmandu in Nepal. And she's like 74 years young, and she's still out there adventuring. So adventure is for people of any age. One of the things is when people say, oh, I can't, I'm too young to do that, or I'm too old to do that. That is not the case at all. You can go out and adventure at any point. So there's a huge amount of amazing role models. One of the incredible women, well, there's quite a few in the book as well. Molly Hughes, for example, she's an incredible inspiration with how she went and climbed Mount Everest. I have to say, I'm sorry, my battery is literally down to 13%. So I'm gonna have to take my headphones off to plug my charger in. So I'm hopefully you'll still be able to. 1 second. Can you still hear me if I'm if I'm speaking? Fabulous. But yeah, so Molly Hughes being absolutely amazing. Chrissy Wellington. I think it's just these women who have these dreams and have these ambitions, and they just go out and make it happen. They take those steps and they just follow their dreams and follow their passions. And I just find that so, so inspiring.
Definitely. Sarah, I love that you're like, we're losing the light, the battery's dying.
It's
like the jeopardy.
So I'm sorry, we may just cut out. If we cut out, I'm so, so sorry, but it's been amazing to be here. 6%. Oh God. Ask me another question, I'll try and answer.
Okay. Your quote in the book is, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. How have you changed through doing challenges?
Oh my God. Well, that's I'm not sure I can answer. No, it's down to 2%. I'm so sorry. My phone is going to go. But it is about challenging yourself to build that like self-confidence, like I mentioned before. And I'd encourage everybody to, to think about their dreams, think about what it is that they want to do in their life, and actually take that first step. Read Danielle's book, get all the hints and tips and advice from it, and just go for it. I'm so sorry, I'm at 1%. I think it's going to go.
Sarah, thank you so much. That's perfect.
Take care. Bye.
Oh, the drama. Oh, fantastic to speak to Sarah. We had discussions in the backstage element of the studio before we started, and we didn't know whether she was going to make it. We didn't know whether she was going to pop up. We didn't know whether we'd be able to chat to her. So I'm really pleased that we have managed to catch her, and literally on the ground in the middle of challenges, she is paving the way for us all. So yeah, I want to highlight that Sarah is in the book. Sarah is super inspiring and a real just brilliant example of somebody in the book that you learn more about, that you maybe had heard of before, you hadn't heard of, and you're hearing their story for the first time. But it's somebody whose story you can hear, who you can learn more about, and then you can go out and follow them and see what else they're getting up to. That's what I see this as being, in terms of for the children reading it. I think we'll just be inspired by the stories, and then we'll love hearing more about them. But I think for the adults, the grown-ups reading it, who are maybe reading it with children or just reading it themselves, or maybe it's in a school library and people are picking up, teachers or people working in schools are reading the books with the children or using them for other things within school life. Actually, you learn about people, but you also then are able to go out and follow the real people. I think that's a really exciting thing for me about the book and about sharing those stories and continuing to share those stories. So really excited that we managed to get Sarah on. We have another young reviewer for us next. I think we have a video from Summer.
My name is Summer Tidiwa Maradzika, and the book I'm reviewing is Run Like a Girl. Run Like a Girl has been one of the best books I've read in the past year. My favourite featured female athlete is Nevleen Williams-Mills. A month before heading out to the 2012 London Olympics, she received a breast cancer diagnosis, which would have been devastating. Yet, after an operation, she overcame it and has since been running faster times than before. What an inspiration. Nevleen Williams-Mills shows me you can overcome anything if you put your mind to it.
What another awesome review from Summer. Summer, thank you so much. Now we've got a video of some other athletes talking about their role models.
I think role models in sport are really important because they help inspire the next generation, and if you can't be seen, you can't inspire the next generation, and it's something for you to look up to and aim to be and aspire to be. My personal role model, there's numerous ones, but the one I pick out is Jessica Ennis-Hill, for the way she pushed herself, the way she came back from having a baby, and the athlete that she became and ultimately is.
Hello, my name's Marilyn Okoro, two-time Olympian, and I specialise in the 800 and the 400 metres. And I was very fortunate in my career to have made 2 Olympic Games and actually come away with medals. And when I think back to the beginning of my journey, no one would have said that that's what I would have done. But I did dream big, and that is my message to all my mentees. And I take my role as a female ambassador of sport so seriously. Sport and PE for me were life at school, and so it saddens me that so many girls don't want to engage in PE and physical activity. And it's definitely my mission to encourage, many more girls to dream big, and have sporting goals. Serena Williams was definitely my role model because I saw so much of myself in her, and she also gave me permission to just be authentically myself. I was often told I was too big to be a runner, and my muscles were a huge strength. They were my superpower. So, we have this saying amongst us at the Mintridge Foundation, you cannot be what you cannot see. And it's so true. So having a role model just gives you that extra boost, that extra confidence, and that little voice inside that says, if they can do it, I can too. So Serena Williams was definitely where I learned to run like a girl, and I'm so excited about this book. Well done, Danielle.
Hi, my name's Heather. I am a modern pentathlete, and as an athlete growing up, I had lots of role models, but one that stuck in particular was a woman called Mcarthur, an incredibly powerful, strong woman in mind and physically, because she was the first woman to sail around the world single-handed. And that really, I just remember not really being fazed by celebrities or having sports stars to relate to, but it was the fact that she had done something in a male-dominated world where she was told that she's a woman, she can't do that, especially on her own, that she would not be physically and mentally strong enough. And she proved so many people wrong, and I love the fact that she wasn't going to listen to the doubters and she was just going to do it for herself. She had that self-belief that she could do it, and she put herself a team around her that made it happen, and I just find that really powerful.
I love seeing those videos. I love hearing sports people talk about their role models. And I think it's fantastic to have so many great people supporting the book, although of course, why wouldn't they? It's an amazing book. I should say on the subject of reviews and people talking about their role models, as I mentioned before, please do review the book. Go to Amazon if you've read the book. If you've seen the book, please review Run Like a Girl on Amazon. Reviews are super important to all books, particularly at this early stage when they just launch. It gets them higher up the rankings and gets more people to see them. So really important for the books like this to have early, really good reviews, because it's so important to spread the word and for more people to see them and to have them at home and in schools and in libraries and everywhere. I should also remind you where you can buy the book. We have it running along the bottom of the, oh, hang on, that way. Go like this. You can buy a signed copy right now from daniellebrown.co.uk. Go there right now. I'm not letting anything else happen until you go there and do it. Okay, maybe I am. I'd be terrible on some sort of shopping channel. I would not go down well. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for still being here. We've got some fun stuff still to go. We have a really exciting guest now to speak to, and I'm really interested in hearing what she has to say. Marilyn Okoro has just mentioned the Mintridge Foundation, and Danielle is a big supporter of the Mintridge Foundation. She's an ambassador for them. And we have, I'm excited to say, their CEO, Alex Wallace, who is here to tell us a bit more about their work and the importance of this book and the work that they do.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. I just found myself nodding along to everything that was being said in those interviews and wanting to step in and say I totally agree with it, because what Danielle has done with this book has been needed for so long, and I'm so excited that we have a copy and we're going to try and get it into so many schools and so many young people's hands, both boys and girls, because as Marilyn just said, she definitely stole my phrase, you cannot be what you cannot see. And that's so true. And that's really why the Mintridge Foundation began. And what we try to achieve with the Mintridge Foundation is taking relatable role models into schools and delivering mentoring programs so that young people can sit back and think, wow, if they can achieve it, so can I. And now with the added bonus of having this book, we can reach even more people, because I wish that we could cut Danielle in half and have her in lots of different places and all of our ambassadors, but that's not possible. So something like this just allows that legacy to continue and allows these fantastic messages to just reach new young people. And I think, I mean, it was so hard to decide who my favourite in the book was. And I look, and I'm a hockey girl at heart, and it has to be Kate Richardson-Walsh. And a lot of what Danielle was saying in her interview just a moment ago, so much of what we see now for young people, it's just instant, it's on Instagram, it's on social media, and it just looks so perfect. And that is a huge detriment to people's mental health, to how they compare themselves to others. Again, like Sarah was just saying, we shouldn't be doing that. And this book just shows exactly what it took for Kate Richardson-Walsh to lead her team to that historic gold at Rio. And I think that's what I love so much about her as a role model. It's that, yes, she got that gold, but let's take a step back and look how she got there. She got there because she had that fire in her belly from not succeeding at the World Cup, from coming ever so close at other Olympics, from not qualifying in other Olympics, that actually that's what success is. It's not this straight line. It's not this Instagram perfect world. It is hard work. It is grit. And it is that buzzword. It's resilience. And I could go on about Kate, but I also think, again, she's so authentic and she wants people to be their authentic selves. Her mantra that Danielle has spoken about in the book is to create history and make a difference and inspire the future. Might have got that in the wrong way round. But again, she hasn't just said it. She hasn't just said it because she thinks she needs to say it, which again, a lot of athletes have the pressure to do now. She's actually followed through with it, and she's going out there and she is inspiring a generation. And I think that's what so many people need to learn from. But I mean, I don't know how long I have, but I could talk about so many others. Sophie Christiansen showing what can be achieved. And as a quiet and shy, reserved girl, I think particularly when I was growing up, it was very much traditionally sporty girls were confident, and those that were shy would be thinking, oh, I'm not good in those team environments. But actually, again, what this book does so well is you can have that whoever you are, whatever your interests are, whatever your personality is. And I think that's so important, because I had a tough journey in my own sport, and I think I didn't cope very well when I didn't succeed, because I didn't have those female role models to see. I didn't know who Kate Richardson Walsh was at the time. I just had, Danielle always laughs at me because my role models were Spice Girls and Johnny Wilkinson, and I was never going to be a singer. But I didn't have those female role models. I couldn't quite believe what it is. So thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much for just getting this out and helping so many people, both boys and girls.
Alex, I love that. I've popped in to say I completely agree. I think from my perspective as well, I think it is just so important to have such a variety of role models. You know, if you can't see it, you can't be it. And, you know, that's the entire message behind C Sporty, B Sporty and the work that we do. And I think it absolutely is. You don't, and until you start talking to people about this, I think if anybody's watching this and thinking, I've not really thought about this before, I've not really thought about the lack of role models or what I experienced. Actually, until you start talking to people about this, you don't realize how many people there are out there who haven't had that experience of really strong role models. And actually then as soon as you do, it becomes so much more important to get more brilliant female role models in front of more people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're surrounded by an area of low aspirations, of course, that's how you're going to see yourself as well. So actually, when young people can see these incredibly high achieving athletes that have come from a similar background, they've gone through similar things, they know exactly what it is, they think, oh, I can do that as well. And actually, the messages that are being conveyed to them through the lens of gold medalists, through people in Team GB tracksuits, through US tracksuits, and actually that makes it sink in so much more. So it's incredibly powerful thing.
Definitely. Alex, thank you so much for joining us today. Please tell us where, look, I was going to say tell us, but look, it's on the screen right now. Where can we find out more about you? The Minchridge Foundation, minchridgefoundation.org.uk.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's through our website and on our social media channels. We're always shouting about the incredible athletes that we work with, like Danielle, and all of the many talents they have, both on and off the sports pitches, which I think Danielle is the absolute pinnacle of what can be done in sport and out of sport. So thank you, Danielle.
Thank you so much for joining us, Alex. So now we know we need to go find out more about the Minchridge Foundation. Please, if you are a school, find out more, learn more about what they do. It's a fantastic organisation. We have one final reviewer. I think we're coming up. We have a video from Bella.
I'm Bella. While reading Run Like a Girl by Danielle Brown, one story stood out to me. When Bethany Hamilton was just 13 years old, she was bitten by a 14-foot tiger shark. Bethany was lucky enough for doctors to save her life, but there was no hope for her left arm. Bethany Hamilton wasn't going to let anything stop her. She would have to learn how to surf with one hand. Bethany was brave enough to go back into the water. A month later, Bethany Hamilton is a very inspiring, extremely incredible woman.
Thank you so much, Bella. I love hearing from these young reviewers because I think actually for all of us here and everybody that we've had on this call, it really is super important to us that this book is put in front of more girls. And they are exactly the girls that we're looking to reach, and they are reading the book and they're getting from it exactly what I think we all know that they will do. And it's fantastic to be hearing from them today and for them to be a part of this launch because they're just so important to the aims that Danielle had with the book, but also I think to the impact that this book can have. I would love to welcome Danielle back.
Oh, hi.
Do you feel like you've just been watching? We should have had you on all the time and we should have been asking you for a comment every 10 seconds.
Oh, honestly, it's been amazing, really. The athletes sharing their stories, how important role models are. And as you said, I was so keen actually for young people to read the book, review it, because adults often do it. And, for me, the impact that I want is really on those young people. I want them to read it. I want them to be inspired, and I want them to go out there and do something different, try something new, get involved with sport, get out of their comfort zone. So it's so important for me that they were given the opportunity to have a voice, have a platform, and share why role models are important to them.
And it's been amazing to hear from them in their own words. You know, nobody said to them, "Oh, say this. Here's the words you should be saying." Actually, we've asked them, who's your favorite role model? Who's inspired you the most and why? And yeah, we've heard their real stories, which has been brilliant. So thank you to all the young reviewers who have sent in their reviews for us. It's been brilliant to hear from you. Now we have a couple of things to hear about. We need to hear about our fantastic giveaway. I'm excited, and I've got a book right here, but I'm excited about giving it away. Tell us more about it and what we need to do.
Yeah, so I want to give away some copies of the book for both you and for a school, because as I said, getting it in front of young people is really the aim here. So please write in the comments. I want to hear from you. I want to hear who your favourite athlete is. And because we've got this live at the minute, but it's also going to be on demand video as well, we've got till the end of September to put in your entry. So make sure you tag yourself in there and try and get that athlete. So we want to know who your role model is.
So we want to know who your role model is and what your name is. So if you're writing it, if you've got young people writing on an adult's page, or you're with supervision, I must add, tell us who you are if you're a child or an adult, and who your role model is.
Super, you explained that far better than me.
No. Well, I was just getting it straight in my head. Just get myself sorted for all the entries I'm going to do. And so the winner will get, what will the winner get? Tell us.
So they will get a signed copy of the book for them and one for a school of their choice.
Fantastic. And whilst they're at it, they can donate a book then. Tell us about the donating a book.
Yes. So for me, I do a lot of work with young people. I am so passionate. I genuinely believe that everybody has the capacity to achieve great things, but I'm also so mindful that some people get more opportunities than others. So I'm starting a gift a book campaign where people can gift a copy of Run Like a Girl, and the Mintridge Foundation will distribute it to people who might not be able to afford one themselves. So they'll be sending it to schools so that girls can get their hands on a copy and be inspired by all those amazing role models with it.
I think that's amazing. And I love that, obviously, we've got the competition, and that's brilliant. And make sure you're putting your entries in the comments. But I think what's brilliant is that actually we know that we can buy a copy from your website. You can get a signed copy from the website, but actually also to go to that crowdfunder website and say, actually, here's what's important to me. I want to donate one. We've got it along the bottom. So yeah, go into that crowdfunder website, super important, and it will have impact far wider. It's one of those ripple impacts that it will have far wider than just today or just watching this today. So Jenny says gift a book. This is fantastic. Jenny, I'm with you. I completely agree.
Yeah, just to say, just as well, this isn't a way for me to get a bit of a cheeky profit on the back of it. For every book that is donated, I will be matching it with one myself as well. So
yeah. Oh, Danielle, nobody thinks it's you trying to swindle us. Everybody knows what you're all about. I think it's, if people didn't know before, I think tonight has just been such a lovely reminder, or a lovely way of sharing your story. I think over the last year, the last 18 months, it's been a tough time. It's been a tricky year, but actually, what better way for us to look forward and move forward with this than by supporting a book like this, and somebody who literally spent 3 months of their lockdown writing a book to inspire girls in all the sporting ways that they can do. I think, honestly, Danielle, I know I'm biased, but I absolutely love the book, and I think it genuinely should be in every house where there is a child and in every school, because I think the messages in there are just so universal and so important, and they aren't necessarily messages that girls in particular maybe hear from everywhere all the time. So anytime that they can hear them in another different, exciting, fun, beautifully illustrated, incredibly well written way, I'm all for it. I love it.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, Thank you so much, Danielle, for being with us this evening, for writing this book. Is there anything else you want to say to anybody before we go?
No, I'm just so grateful for everybody's support. You know, one of the reasons that I'm so keen to do all these give back things is that I appreciate all through my career, through my sporting career, through my career now, people have helped me, and that's why I've succeeded. So I'm just so keen that I use my platform, my position to try and put something back. So I'm so grateful for everyone who's supported in terms of giving videos, for Sarah coming along. I mean, amazing. After a huge long day of travel, well, I think it's full week, I've been following her Instagram. She's been doing amazing adventures, really pushing herself. So I'm just so grateful for everybody's support. So a big thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody who's been a part of it. I can see we've got entries coming in. Alice has entered. Oh, Alice, I agree. They are both brilliant, inspiring athletes. I love those. And she would, yeah, brilliant. Oh, Alice, love it. Thank you so much, everybody. Please keep your comments coming in. If you have enjoyed this, please share it. Please tag your friends. We would love to spread the word, and we would love to get Run Like a Girl in more places. I'm just going to end with this. This is it. Yep. Danielle, thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.